Okay, Bethany, can you check that, please?
Yeah, about to hit refresh again.
Okay,
Yeah, it's still saying please stand by.
okay, okay. I'm showing live on my end, so check it
Okay,
again.
okay. Okay, we are live.
Awesome. Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you to our Tuesday night hangout. We are super, super excited to have you join us because we actually have a special guest on our hangout tonight. TLC's top earner, one of our top earners, Stanecia Graham. And Stanecia is halfway around the world right now joining us, and we are so, so excited. We've got a wonderful panel for you tonight. And we actually have Anna Sisk, we have Bethany Garner, we have Ray Hope, we have Tamika Williams, and Deanna Linton, as well as Denisha. And tonight we're just going to be chatting with Denisha. She's going to be sharing with us some different things that she has been doing with her business and how she actually managed to grow this powerful organization and downline inside of Total Life Changes in just 7 to 8 months. So, Stanisha, are you there? Stanisha.
She might need to hit refresh again or clear her cache and then start a new browser.
I can see her looking.
We're just kind of, I'm sorry, guys, we're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, she just needs to hit home and then clear her cache and history and then start a new browser.
And certainly make sure she doesn't have any other programs running because it's going to slow her down.
Right. Okay, so while we're waiting on Stanisha, we're just going to kind of just chat a little bit. These things
I'm
sometimes
here.
happen.
I'm
You're here?
here.
Okay, all
Now,
right.
yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, Stanisha, I was just kind of introducing you to everyone and telling everyone how you've been able to build this amazing organization just over the last 7 to 8 months
Hmm.
with Total Life Changes. And I just basically wanted to just give you the floor and allow you and give you the opportunity to just really just to pour into us tonight. Some maybe some things that have been on your heart, some
Hmm.
things that you really want us to know as we build our own businesses, and um, any questions that you think we might have, or what do you want us to know first about
Hmm.
building our businesses?
Right. The one of the, and I'm gonna try to talk a little lower, guys, because it's 4 in the morning here, so I'm outside trying to get some good internet. But one thing that I always try to stress to people time and time again. Can you hear me, Lisa?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear
We
me at
can't
all.
hear her.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear her.
Very low.
Yeah, I can hear you when I turn my volume all the way up. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off. Maybe that's gonna help me out, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So one thing that I try to stress to people over and over and over again is how important it is to honestly believe that you can be successful with this opportunity. I mean, I know there's so many different network marketing opportunities out there. There's so many different things that people are promoting to make money and all this kind of stuff, and it's so easy to get distracted. And when you get distracted, what happens is you slow down the opportunity for you to be successful. And so one thing I've always been big on is that once I commit to something, I'm going to stick to it. And I made a status on Facebook earlier today and I said it's very important for you to be able to wait on your moment and be able to wait on your in your moment with confidence, wait on your moment with a positive mindset. Because a lot of times what happens is when you're on the journey, to try to become successful, there's so many different things that gets in the way. There's so many different obstacles, negative people. You feel like your team is not working hard, but the trick to all of that is to be able to stay confident, be able to stay positive and motivated while going through all of that. And that's when success shows up for you.
I was on a call with you a couple months ago. Maybe it was the end of February, and you really did a mindset call, and you were talking about what you're talking about now
Mm-hmm.
is how important it is to shut out distractions and how important it is to protect your mindset and to shut out complaints and all of that. And so once I heard you on that call, things took an immediate turn for me because I got it. I completely understood what you were saying. I shut down almost everything. And
Absolutely.
at that point, that's when I really noticed a real shift in my business, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, and so I just kind of want you to talk about if you remember that call. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I actually remember it like it was yesterday because I remember you writing me.
Hmm.
I remember you writing me, asking me questions, and then I remember like the next week you were on the leadership board for the top recruiter, and then you did that about 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And
Hmm.
I told you this whole see, a lot of times in network marketing, people make this more difficult than what it is. And the most difficult part about network marketing is your mind. Mindset is absolutely everything. I can't speak enough on how important it is for you to find the ability to just simply believe in yourself. Also, the ability to keep going when stuff gets tough, and the ability to start to find out how you can become attracted to difficult situations. A lot of people run away from difficult situations because it scares them. But what I tell people all the time is that if the opportunity is difficult for you, if there's something that you're trying to accomplish that's difficult for you, that means that you're stepping into a realm of something that you've never been before. And so if I've never been there before, of course it's not going to be easy or a walk in the park because I've never done it before. That's like trying to get from Tennessee to Chicago without a GPS. It's going to be hard because you've never been there before. So once you start to realize that, okay, because this is tough for me, because this is difficult for me, that means that I'm actually moving somewhere. That means I'm actually going somewhere. You begin to wake up in the morning with a passion. It's an excitement almost to know that you're headed in a direction that you've never been before, and that's the only way you're going to get things that you've never had before. I tell people all the time, let's just be honest. The products in TLC are absolutely amazing. The health stories are absolutely amazing, which for me means that there's a purpose before there's a paycheck in TLC. But at the end of the day, everyone is in this opportunity to try to make income. That's just fact. Everybody wants to make some money. And so when it comes to making money in TLC or in life in general, whatever you have to do, you have to start to find a way to be attracted to difficult situations, because once you become attracted to difficult situations, you embrace them, because that makes you feel, it makes me feel good and confident when I know, okay, this was hard for me yesterday, but today it's easy. It was hard for me to recruit a lot of people yesterday, but today it was easy. It was hard for me to get to $2,000 or $3,000 a week yesterday, but today it's easy. And it all simply stems from mindset. You can ask any successful person in the world, not just network marketing, what changed for them in order for them to get to where they are now. And it all starts with the belief of oneself. And once you believe in yourself, can't nobody stop you.
I truly and truly believe that because once I really started to believe that I could turn my total life changes business around, um, I was progressing, but I was not progressing at the rate that I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Once I shut out all those distractions and just said, you know what, I can do this if Stanecia can do it, and Stanecia has laid out this
Absolutely.
plan for me. If I just
Mhm.
follow the plan, because success does leave clues. If I
Absolutely.
just do what she says to do, then I will be able to be successful. And that's exactly what has happened for me. Now, there are some things that have happened over just the last 10 days for me that have
Mhm.
caused me to kind of wonder what's happening in my business, and things that you and I have talked about and shared, and I've shared with you privately. Things like my business just kind of slowed down a little bit, and I'm not
Mhm.
afraid to share that with people, because the truth of the matter is that happens to people a lot. But the
Absolutely.
thing is not to quit while you're in
Mhm.
that moment.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when I reached out to you, you said something that was so powerful to me. You said that the universe is testing you to see how bad you want it.
Absolutely.
When you
Absolutely.
right, when you said that to me, it was like game on, universe. It was like Lisa against the universe. It was like, I want this, and so I'm not going to be afraid
And
to
let me
stand up for myself.
and let me say this, because a lot of times, because of the way that I promote on social media, or the way it seems that my success came so fast and total life changes, I always try to let people know that the exact thing that you feel, or the exact thing that you're going through, I've been through it. I
Hmm.
still go through it. The difference between me being at the level that I am now and someone else who went through it and they quit was I just didn't stop, because any business is going to have a moment where it slows down for a second. The trick is for you not to slow down. When my team, I was telling you guys the other day, when I had in a company I was in before, and it was my first network marketing company, I thought it was amazing that I had 1,500 people on my team. And when I would do a team call, maybe 30 or 40 people would get on. And that used to frustrate me, and it used to tick me off. And I used to catch myself getting on the Hangouts telling them they don't want it bad enough and you don't want to be successful. But then one day something clicked to me. And what clicked to me was this: because whatever, and you guys know I always talk about scripture, but because the Bible says that whatever you think, that's what you're going to get. I knew that, and this is something that people have a hard time getting. I knew that regardless if two people got on my calls, regardless if two people decided to respond to my team messages, that because my mind was so determined to win, that absolutely no one could stop it. And so what happens in network marketing is people get so frustrated because there's people who are not running with them, or there's people who are not doing exactly what they would like for them to do. But when it comes to mindset, you tell yourself every day, and I tell myself this every single day: no person can stop what's for me. No it's crazy because in network marketing, in order to be successful, you obviously need people. But I don't care. I know that the universe knows that if I'm working hard and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, the right people are going to show up. And regardless if you come with me or not, I'm always going to win. And when you have that, I tell people all the time that winning is an attitude. Winning is it's like people who win, their face always looks like they're prepared for whatever challenge. When you look at Kobe Bryant, when he steps out on the court, even if he loses, it still looks like he's going to win. And that's the confidence that you have to have in yourself when it comes to building your business and network marketing. So many people, they go from business to business to business, and I think that it's okay for people to do that until they find their niche. But TLC, if you can't be successful in total life changes, I doubt you're going to see some success somewhere else in the industry, because one of the main problems in network marketing is being able to retain people. And so if you can't retain people at a $40 auto ship, I don't know how you're going to do it at 100 or 120 or 130. But bigger than anything, y'all, holding bugs, whoever you want to talk about, it all comes down to you believing in yourself. And once you figure that out, it's a wrap. Can't nobody tell me nothing. There's people even now, that still have opinions about me, can say whatever they want. But one thing you can't say is that I'm not going to win and that I'm not winning. And it took me a while to get here, but I'm here now. And that's the same thing I want all you guys to know. Like when you go through the times where I feel like you're just at a drought, a desert, it's like, okay, this is dead now. Most people when it gets to that point where they feel like they're in the desert of their business, they walk away and they try to go back into the air conditioner because they can't stay in the heat. But you can't get to the other side if you don't never go through the drought. You have to go through the drought first. But if you can maintain and stay steady and stay positive and motivated, you eventually, if you walk in, you eventually have to get to where you're going. But if you stop, you will never get there.
That's powerful. That's powerful because there are times, I mean, in life all the time, we're going to have challenges. That's what life is really
Absolutely.
just all about, having those
Absolutely.
challenges and getting through them.
Absolutely.
What would you say to the person who is working their total life changes business but not seeing any results at all and feel like they're failing and they need to quit? What do they need to
Mm-hmm.
do first?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a saying that says that practice is what makes perfect. And I don't know why when people come in network marketing, they think that they're just going to come in and be perfect. You have to practice first in order to get there. You can't just walk. This is, see, and once people get this, and you guys probably can hear it in my voice when I'm talking, because it's something inside of me that wants people to get it. And once you get it, it's a wrap. So nothing in life can you just walk in and be real good unless you maybe go and apply for a call center. Even then, they have trainings for 3 or 4 days before you can actually go on the floor and answer the calls. So because that's the way life works, you have to practice first before you actually become good. And what happens is people look at other people's success stories and they start to determine how good they're doing by someone else's story, but you don't know what the person who's seeing success, what they've been through. You don't know the person that's seeing success, how many people told them no, how many people they've spoke to. So if you're in TLC, you've been in there for 2 or 3 months or whatever, and you haven't made not one check. First, you have to be honest with yourself, because I'm big on this. Are you honestly working the business as hard as you can? And if you can answer yes to that, the second thing that I can tell you is, like I said earlier on my Facebook post, you have to wait for your moment. But the trick is this: most people can't wait. Most people quit. But because you're actually progressing into something, you're working your business, you're doing the opportunity calls, you're on the hangouts. That means that if I was to translate that over to the physical, that means that I'm walking somewhere. So you can't walk for too long and not get to a different destination. But you have to make for sure that you don't turn around. Most people turn around. I tell people it looks all good for me on Facebook right now, but nobody was there when could sign up two people, literally two people, my best friend and my mom. And it was like that for me for 3 months. Nobody was there when I had signed up 200 people. And when I signed up to 200 people, and then I got terminated from an opportunity because they were doing some crazy stuff, after that, everybody turned on me that I had already signed up. So it goes back to what I say, and I can't, whatever you have to do, whatever you have to do. If anybody does any training with me, if 20 years from now, when it comes to anything that has to do with life, whatever you have to do to build confidence inside of yourself for you, whatever you have to do. I don't care if you have to talk to yourself in the mirror. I don't care if you have to listen to audio, motivational audios every single day, but whatever you have to do to get that confidence inside of you, no one can take it away from you. Because my journey went, my first company, two people. My second company, I signed up about 175 people. After that opportunity, I came over and I was making about $8,500 a month in that second opportunity. My third opportunity, I mean, I'm doing five figures every single week. So I went through it all. I went through what everyone's feeling. I went through feeling like maybe my upline could have supported me more, but I didn't let that stop me. I went through the people telling me they want to quit. I went through people telling me, please, can you get in the account and turn my auto ship off? I went through the adding people to a group chat and seeing people say that uh, Jason Riley has left the group. I've been through all that and I still go through all of it. But once you believe in yourself, and people sometimes used to take my confidence for arrogance, but anyone who knows me personally know that I'm not arrogant at all. But once you have that confidence in yourself, whatever. Anyone, listen, y'all, and people think I'm crazy, but you want to leave the company, that's cool. You don't want to do the team calls, that's cool. You don't want to do that, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, my confidence comes from within me. And because of that, absolutely no one can take that away from me. And because the Bible says, whatever you think, that's what you will get, let me keep thinking and knowing for sure that I'm going to win. And you'll eventually win. For sure you will. Just don't turn around.
Everything that you're saying is just really resonating in my spirit. And I guess because I've been listening to you for the last few months, and so it's almost like I can kind of I can hear the conviction in your voice, and I understand that what you're saying comes from the deepest part of who you are.
Absolutely.
It comes from the deepest part of who you are, and you have this confidence about who you are that you're just not gonna let anybody shake you, and that is
Hmm.
so that's so admirable. Because
Absolutely.
especially as women, because we sometimes we get so shaky when people say things about us.
Oh, girl,
You
when
know,
they say them, what?
right?
I didn't have my moments. I done had my moments where I done told somebody that I was gonna knock them out. I mean, of course, and that's one thing that's really big too. As a woman in this industry, you always get tried. I get tried all the time, especially
Hmm.
not being married. You have a lot of men that and not well. You know what? It's really weird that in network marketing, I seem to have more problem with men than I do with women, but you get a lot of that. But me, how I feel, and my whole thing is bigger than total life changes. It's bigger than network marketing. My whole thing is to get people to recognize what champion they have inside of themselves, what potential they have inside of themselves. Understanding that no one is elite compared to another human. No one is any more special than the next person, but it all comes down to someone just simply saying, you know what, I got this. You know what, today when I wake up, I'm going to win. You know what, today when I wake up, maybe the person that I expected to sign up today, they didn't do it, but I'm going to sign up two or three more people today. You know what, there's so much more going on that I can be grateful for that I'm not going to pay attention to the negative stuff that's going on. I said that on the team call before. I said, when you put your head down on the pillow at night, what do you think about the most when it comes to your business? Do you think about the things that's going wrong? Do you think about how you feel that your business isn't growing fast enough? What is it that consumes your thoughts? Because that's what will be the next day as well. Or do you think, you know what, that's crazy. I've been in for 2 weeks and I've signed up three or four people. I've been in for 2 or 3 months, I've made $200. Because when you start to think more positive thoughts, you're going to get positive things. You think a lot of negative stuff, then you'll attract negative energy.
That's really very true. I want to talk about something though that was funny to me.
Hmm.
When you first started building your business, you said that you were in your bedroom and your mom came in. Do you
Hmm.
remember that?
Absolutely.
Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. And it's so funny because people always joke around and say that they don't know if I'm a network marketer or a motivational speaker. But when see, and I want people to know that I know, and I say it and I mean it, and I just be real with y'all when I'm talking to everybody. But I know all about the the burning desire to win. I know all about the emotional part that comes from your business not growing as fast as you want it to go. I know all about that. I know all about the frustration. I know all about being pumped for a week and for 2 weeks you take a break because you don't feel like going through it anymore. So because of that, and because I also knew that network marketing worked, I had to find a way to break those cycles of I like to call them stumbling blocks that would stop me from being successful. But when I joined TLC, I was in for 10 days and I signed up about 10 people in those 10 days. And at nighttime, I was sitting in my room and I just wanted it so bad. And Bishop Jake says a quote that I love. He says, uh, 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 hope deferred makes the heart weary. And basically, what that means is when you're hoping for something for so long and it takes so long to get there, it frustrates you. And most people get so frustrated that they just give up. And I was sitting on the side of my bed, and I got up. Like I was listening. I had did is I couldn't take any more personal development tapes. I couldn't take any more mentoring. I couldn't take it no more. And I just sat up on the side of my bed and I told God, I said, listen, I don't have no more quotes. I don't have no more inspirational nothing to tell anybody. I need for you now to take this over for me. Like, I need for you now to grant me what it is that you promised, that if I think big enough, then I can have whatever it is I'm thinking. And that night, it was so funny because I just got up and I just walked back and forth from my room and I kept saying, okay, I'll be a millionaire. I'll be a millionaire. And, we hear these kind of things, but nobody really does it because people are scared to do things that are unnatural. But I was pacing back and forth in my room like a crazy person. And I was seriously saying, I'll be a millionaire, I'll be a millionaire, I'll be a millionaire. And that next day, I don't know what happened or whatever I put in the atmosphere, but my group went from 15 people to 100 people in about 2 days. And then the third day, I just had leaders that started coming to me saying that they were ready to join the business with me, and it just took off. And that was the that was the proof for me. That was the proof for me that when it comes to network marketing, it's it's all confidence. It's all really just staying focused long enough. And if you can stay focused long enough, it's so crazy because that was back in November. And as of now, my projected salary from the money that I make is a little over $500,000 a year. And I say that not to brag to anyone, but to let them know that if you don't turn around and you keep going, you eventually have to go somewhere you've never been before. Because on that 10th day when I joined TLC, and I can laugh at it now, and I'm so grateful, that I actually practice what I preach. That 10th day, I was like, you know what? I'm over this. I don't want to hear Holton Bugs anymore. I don't want to hear no one tell me, don't give up, keep going. I'm over that. I don't want to hear that anymore. But when I tell y'all that when you become attracted to difficult situations, I knew that, okay, for me to feel, and this is for anyone who feels like what I'm about to explain, for me to feel that overwhelmed, for me to feel that tired, for me to feel that frustrated, that meant that I was seriously breaking into another level. For me to be that frustrated meant that I was real close, that I was real close, and that I can't turn around. I can't turn around right now. And, now I look back, and this is going to happen for a lot of y'all. I can't tell you if it's going to be 6 months. I can't tell you if it's going to be a year or 2 years. But if you want it bad enough, eventually it's going to come. But that no, it was November 20, like 21st, and I if I had have been making $15,000 a month back then and at this moment, I would have still felt like me pacing that floor that night was worth it. But you couldn't have told me that I would be doing 5 figures every single week in an opportunity to sell tea just because I was crazy enough to not stop and crazy enough to keep believing in it. And now I laugh. So I tell you that to let you know that all the frustrations and stuff that you feel, eventually you'll laugh at it. Eventually you'll become numb to people telling you they don't want to do business with you. You'll become numb to the people who you sign up and they tell you they don't want to do the business anymore. You become numb to that because the burning desire for you to win becomes so strong that nothing or no one can take it from you or stop you from winning in your journey in network marketing, because that's all it is. It's a journey, and if you keep walking, you're going to get there.
That's good stuff, Stanecia. The other thing I want you to touch on, because I think it's just so clever, is when you talk about network marketing being like a university,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that there are certain classes that we have to take,
Mhm.
um, graduating, like someone
Absolutely.
coming in may just be a freshman, but you've got to go through those periods
Absolutely.
and graduate to where you need to be.
Hmm. So, and I always tell people, I use the example, I say, when you take an 18-year-old and you let him out of high school and you send him over to Penn State University and he wants to become a doctor, if you give him that doctor's degree his freshman year in college, that's very dangerous because he doesn't know what to do with it. And more than likely, even if he was to get promoted to a job to be a doctor, he would get fired from it immediately. That's the same in network marketing. He doesn't have enough knowledge yet to hold a doctor's degree. In network marketing, when you talk about people who are doing 6 and 7 figures in this industry, even 5 figures, I don't know what your goal or your vision is. You got to be able to know how to sustain that in order for you to actually get it, because you can get it and it can be taken away. You don't even know, what the taxes are like when it comes to making that type of money because you haven't studied the industry. You haven't took those classes or those courses. You haven't studied how to build a downline and be able to be in network marketing and be successful forever by building a culture around your team. So there are classes that you have to take in order for you to succeed in this industry or in anything. Network marketing is no different than anything. So you can't expect, this is what and it trips me out. It trips me out. You can't expect to just come in class, sit down at the desk and take the test and just get an A. The same as you can't expect to just walk into TLC, sign up, get a link, get some products, and expect to start making $2,000 or $3,000 a week. It doesn't work like that. It sounds fun, but it does not work like that. If you look at anybody, anyone who's successful in TLC or any other network marketing, there's a story behind where they are. There's a story behind what they had to go through. And important, I tell people this, if you want to be successful, make for sure you can handle it because it's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to go through before you get there. And if you really, really want success bad enough, guys, bad enough, you're going to study. There's no reason why you haven't read at least 10 network marketing books. There's no reason why you don't listen to audios every single day. Holden Bug said he listened to audios for 10 years straight. But what's funny is we know he makes $1.2 million a month right now, but nobody talks about what he was making for the last 10 years before he got there. So you're going to have to go through and have a story. You're going to have a journey. And I'll tell you this, it'll happen faster for you if you don't quit. It'll happen faster for you if you never get off the track. And what I mean by that is anyone can be successful in total life changes because there's purpose way before there's a paycheck, but you have to keep going. You have to do all the stuff you don't feel like doing, the conference calls, the Google Hangouts, the book readings, the passing out the flyers, the three-way calls, the text messaging, all that kind of stuff. Those are the little things that make you successful. I say that all the time. Success is made up of a bunch of small things that make someone successful. And that's how you end up getting to where I know every single person on this Hangout will eventually be.
Hmm. I totally agree. I mean, a couple years ago, I heard something that is really true. It says those who show up blow up. You know,
Absolutely.
you got to show up for those calls. You got to show up for
Absolutely.
hangouts. You got
Hmm.
to show up for the training calls. All of those things that you may feel like are inconvenient and they're
Hmm.
boring, and you've heard the same thing over and over
Yep.
again. But
Yep.
what it does when you show up for those calls and all those different events is it helps to reprogram the mind.
Come on. Absolutely.
Helps so that the repetition of it gets inside you. Then you start to
Absolutely.
become what you think about, what you hear all the
Absolutely.
time. So then you
Absolutely.
don't no longer are, um, you no longer say, I'm with that company. You start to
Hmm.
have the attitude, I am this company. I am
Absolutely.
TLC.
Absolutely.
And I think that's
Absolutely.
where a lot of people miss that point, and so they don't
Yes.
engage in events
Yes.
and calls and things.
Yes.
But then they wonder, why am I not succeeding? Because you're
Absolutely.
not plugged in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the quote that says motivation is like a bath. You need it every single day. When I first did my first $8,500 a month in network marketing, I thought that was amazing income. And it is amazing income. But I used to do opportunity calls every single day. I could honestly fall asleep while I was doing an opportunity call, and it was memorized in my brain. I was so sick
Mhm.
of saying the same thing every single day, but I didn't even realize. See, all of that little stuff prepared me for where I am now. I did those calls every single day. And what amazed me was I was the only person doing those calls and I was the one making the most money. And so when you start to see what the people, when you start doing what the people that are making the money do, you are eventually going to get the money that they're making. When you see Lanika Scott and you see the Portises and you see Kenny Lloyd and Shantae, if you really pay attention, those people who make money tend to work harder in network marketing than the people who don't. And I don't know why that is, but once you start to copycat exactly what the people who are doing that are making money, you have no choice but to make money for yourself also.
Hmm. A lot of people. Uh, One of my, well, a pastor at a church I used to attend, he used to say all the time, "It's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat." You
Absolutely.
know, and so it is so important. So many people are afraid to step out of their comfort zone to
Mhm.
do phone calls, to blog, to do videos,
Mhm.
to do whatever they need to do to build their business. They sit
Mhm.
quietly in the back thinking if I just post on Facebook, on my Facebook wall all day, I'm gonna blow up.
Mm-mm.
And it,
And
you know, and you won't. You might get one or two nibbles,
absolutely.
but you're really not going to grow your business. You got to step, if you want to grow a massive organization, you're going to have to
You
really
gotta
step out of your comfort zone. And I have really had to step out of my comfort zone to
well,
do the
I
thing.
see you was on the leadership board for 4 weeks in a row. You was doing something.
Six, it's six.
Oh, I know.
I think
I
it's
know
six.
that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. And it's amazing and it's going to be so cool, the end of I tell people the end of 2015 is going to be amazing for a lot of us, a lot of us. And it's
Mm-hmm,
not even about the money. It's not about the money. It's more so proving to yourself that any tough situation that you're strong enough to get over it. Any difficult situation, I have the power within me to get over that. And once you do that, you motivate so many other people. It's so many people that I wish that I could talk to every single day, but they tell me all the time, just watching you is motivation for me. And there's so many people that I tell people all the time. People are watching you, Lisa. People are watching every single person on this hangout. And
mm-hmm,
sometimes they're not watching you to become good at exactly what you're doing. They're watching you to see how you handle tough situations that can help someone get through a bad relationship, that can help someone get through someone who just got laid off their job. See, a lot of times what people do is they detach the network marketing world from real life. But MLM is real life, and there's so many. I can tell the type of the way people handle life situations by how they handle their business and network marketing. I can tell how people know how to endure tough situations just by the way they speak about their network marketing business. So you hear Kai say it all the time, and Holton Bug says it too. But you won't outfriend me. There's so many people who are just waiting and looking for you to do something really big that's going to inspire them to do something really big. And I always tell people it's not just about TLC. It's about in life in general, having that winning attitude. I'm so big on trying to get people to understand. That's why I'm not a big fan of people who are fans. You can be inspired by other people, but you don't need to become a fan of anybody, because I believe that every single one of us are this have the same value. There's only some people who stay under the light long enough for their true value to show up and for them to shine strong enough, and other people keep coming from under the light because it gets too hot and they can't take the pressure. But if you're willing to endure just a little bit, just for a little bit, you're going to sit at the table with all the people who you think are so amazing. You're going to sit at the table with the people who you want the type of income you want to make. All of us are equal, but there's just some people who decide that, you know what, I deserve more than this, I'm worth more than this, and I'm going to go get more than what I have right now.
right. I'm just like totally in agreement with you. And I know one day, I think all of us, well, I know all of us who are on this panel are going to be sitting at that table together
Absolutely.
with
Right
you.
next to me, passing me
Right,
some
with
bread and
you.
butter with my resolution drops.
Right. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. I keep it handy.
I know that's right. I know
But
that's
the other thing, Stanecia, that I think people need to know about you is that you are a giver,
absolutely.
and that it would be remiss of us to not talk about that,
Mhm.
because if you want things to come into your life, you got to be able to give some things
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
You got to
Mhm.
be able to give some things back and pay
Absolutely.
things forward. And you've done that.
I've done a lot of it. I've done a lot of it. And regardless if someone grew up in church or they grew up whatever, secular, whatever, from the biggest rappers now, Drake will tell you that you only get what you give. The Bible says to make for sure that you give your 10%. Everything, see, and I use the word universe because I don't like to offend people because I don't know people's religious backgrounds, but the universe knows what is owed to you. And every time you plant a seed, you're planting a seed, and whenever it rains, look at it like this: the more you give, the more seeds you drop in the dirt. And whenever it rains, that means that you're watering those seeds. And when I say whenever it rains, what I mean by that is those difficult times, those difficult situations, those tough times in network marketing where you're getting frustrated, that means that it's raining outside. And if it's raining outside and you've planted a bunch of seeds, they're eventually going to have to sprout up. And when I say give, I don't mean I don't, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but I'm a big giver in money alone. I told God that if He gave me a nice income, I would give Him 30% of whatever I was making. And a lot of people think that I'm really big on making a lot of money, and I do want to make a lot of money, but I don't love money. I just like what money can do for me. So I used to get in trouble. Everybody knows I used to play basketball overseas in Europe, and when you're over here, there's a bunch of kids that they put on the streets to ask people for money. And they are taught not to give money to those kids because they'll come back every single day. And I used to take my salary and I would take about $300 once. I would literally take about $300 every single week. And when I would be on my way to practice, walk into practice, the little kids would come up to me and I would just take money out my pocket and I would just give it to them. And I wouldn't give it to them for anyone to see it. I was giving to them because I really am just a natural giver. And I would take them to the stores and I would buy them clothes. And one time I got in trouble and he told me, hey, listen, you have to stop. You have to stop doing that because now the whole city knows that you're giving these kids all this money and all this kind of stuff. But you know what? Looking right now, looking right now with the money that I make, if I could go back, I would have probably doubled what I was giving because I see how much it came right back to me. You can't expect for anything to just fall in your lap when you don't ever bless people and let things fall in their lap. You can't expect for good things to happen to you when you never do good to people. I'm real big on karma. I'm real big also on giving God what's His. A lot of people like to debate if they should pay their 10%. And I apologize if I offend anybody on this hangout about that, but I definitely think that the reason a lot of people, especially people who know better, which most of us do, a lot of times the reason why people have so much drought in their pocket is because you hold the Bible says that you are cursed with a curse when it comes to not paying your 10%. So when you think that every time you get paid it seems like it's just not enough and you're running short on your money, is because you're a thief and you're robbing what's not yours. You don't give anything to the community. You don't go feed the hungry kids. You don't give to organizations. So you got to ask yourself, if I want to make seven figures, or you want to do even what I'm making right now, you want to make five figures every single week. The first thing the universe it wants to know what are you planning on doing with all of that money? What's your motive for trying to make a lot of money? Is it for selfish reasons? Is it for greed? Is it to show people that you could get a fancy car? What is your reasons for wanting all of this money? But see, that's when I talk about those courses that you take. I can tell people right now, if I was to tell you right now, if you can give me a 10-page essay on what you would do with $1 million, most people could not give an accurate professional essay on that because they haven't studied it. You just want something, but you don't really want it because you would be prepared for it. And so pay attention to what you give. Pay attention to what you give out because it's true. You're only going to get what you give. I honestly can tell you that my whole entire life I've been a giver, and that's the only reason why I can sit in the position that I'm in today is because everyone knows my whole motive is to help people to give back. And not only that, I'm very big on trying to help other people see how successful they are worth. They are worth. But you gotta do your part too. You gotta make for sure that you're doing, the small things. I used to go to a senior citizen building every Saturday. I would go there, and it wasn't for any class points. It wasn't for any of that. I was just always big on helping people out, and so I think that now, I'm starting to reap them seeds that I dropped down on the floor when I was making $8,500, and they took my income away from me. I had planted so many seeds before that was taken away from me, that all that negative stuff that I've been through, that was the rain, and I knew that it was raining real hard outside, but I was prepared for it because I had gave so much that it had to sprout up a bunch of more abundance for me. And that's why I always tell people, don't bring that storm cloud over here, because right now it's shining outside and I'm walking in the garden picking a bunch. Life is amazing for me right now, and it's simply because I've given so much and I've helped so many people out.
Uh, your whole attitude and persona is that of a person much, much older. I just have to say that because there is just so much wisdom pouring from you.
Mhm, mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, just so much wisdom, and I know, you say that you're a preacher's kid, and I know a lot of that is coming from that
Right.
origin, from
Mhm.
your family life. But there's just a wisdom and an old, I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's just a maturity about you, and I know
Mhm.
that has come from studying and from learning and sitting at the feet of people and listening,
Absolutely.
and that's the biggest
Absolutely.
thing, being a listener.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. And that's a lot of people's problem too. See, I'm different. I'm so different. I never got into trying to look good and be too cool. I've never got into following up behind people that was better than me. I was never afraid to celebrate people and their success. I was always happy for people when they were doing well. I always copycatted people who were doing better than me, because I knew that if I copycat exactly what they were doing, I had to get what they had. But a lot of people, I tell people all the time, you stay out your feelings when it comes to business. I tell people, I know if I could say anything to every single person listening to this hangout, because I know even a lot of people on my team, they get frustrated because they can't talk to me as much as they would like to. I signed up with Kenny Lloyd, okay? So you can imagine how many times I can get in contact with him. Not that many times, but when we talk, it's always all love. When we talk, I know he wishes me well. When we talk, I know he knows that I'm doing well. And if he could answer every single time I call, he would. But when you learn to celebrate other people's success, when you learn to stop looking at everything from your perspective because you want to speak to somebody, you don't know what's going on the other end, why you can't speak to that person. When you start to operate in a real, what's the word that I want to use? A celebrator, a celebrator and a positive vibe type of person. Whenever you're around me, you should feel positive vibes for me. I don't care if you're around me 2 times a year. But if ever I come around and you start to feel negative energy for me, that means that I'm affecting you. And you have to pay attention to who you're affecting. And are you affecting them in a positive way? Are you affecting them in a negative way? Because if you're shooting off negative energy, you're going to get negative energy. If you're shooting off positive, I learned to even, uh, what's the word I was? I learned to even fake being happy, and what I mean by that is not a negative, but I knew that even if I wasn't happy, if I pretended for so long, I eventually had to become happy because I was attracting those good things to me. I learned that when I was in my first network marketing business and I could only sign up 2 people, that if I keep a smile on my face, when I'm talking to people, they won't know if I'm doing well or if I'm doing bad. And if they think that I'm doing well, eventually I have to do well. So you just have to pay attention to the energy that you give off. Pay attention to you. It's all personal development. You get yourself together. You be somebody that when you walk in the room, everybody wants to listen to what you have to say. You be that person that's always inspiring people and motivating people. You be that person that when you feel frustrated and you feel down, or you feel like it's just not going the way that you would like it to be, but you still learn to posture yourself up and stay positive, stay motivated, and stay determined, not just for people, but for yourself as well. And eventually, success has to show up. I always say, s- success is hard, but it's easy. And the reason why it's hard is because you just have to keep doing those daily routines of things that's going to make you successful. And if you can do those little things, hey, a year from now, all of us can look back at all these tough situations and we can laugh at it.
Definitely, definitely. Stay out your feelings. That's the number one
Stay
thing.
out your
Stay
feelings.
out of your feelings and get it done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, Stanisha, I'm going to have our panel, everyone's going to ask you a question.
All right.
And then we're going to wrap this up because I did let everyone know that we will be asking just a few questions. And we appreciate your time. We know it's what, like 5 a.m. now, right?
Yep, probably, but that's all right. That's all right.
So we'll just bring Tamika. Tamika, okay,
Sorry, I was unmuting.
okay, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for being on this call. I mean, your words are so powerful. I gained so many nuggets, especially about what you give out. My mom always said, the more you give, the more you receive.
Absolutely.
And I'm just trying to practice that. And just I haven't been in this game that long, but just being on this team, I mean, it's so motivating. Such powerful people, such powerful women. And I guess the main question I have is, I guess in the beginning, like me, when you're starting off,
Hmm.
what advice would you get just to, I don't know, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but just, I'm pushing because, I'm pushing kind of two things,
Hmm.
not two businesses, but my real business, my real
Right.
job right now. But I'm
Right.
wanting to get this business up off the ground, and it's just
Hmm.
been a juggle. And it is discouraging when I don't see the progress that I like. I guess
Hmm.
I'm trying to, what kind of advice
Hmm.
can you give me just to get over that hump?
Right. Okay, so when you're dealing with a company like TLC, there's a bunch of different ways that you can approach people. And it's very important that when you're talking to people, you understand which way you're going to come at them. So you
Right,
need to know that if you're talking to someone like me, who's an athlete, obviously I'm very interested in the products. Obviously, you probably wouldn't want to touch too much on losing 50 or 60 pounds,
right,
but you would touch on the fitness side and you would talk about the income. If you're talking to someone who makes a lot of money, you want to talk about the products. You're talking to someone who needs to make extra money, then you would talk about the income. But one thing that's very important is, and I said this on a call before, is the form method. Family,
hmm
Lisa, I'm having a brain freeze right now. It's family, opportunity,
I've heard that like recreation
yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah. So let me say it like this, and hopefully you understand the way I'm saying it.
Uh-huh,
It shouldn't be hard. Let me ask you an honest question, okay? We family, right?
right.
How many people have you honestly talked to about the business?
I've talked to, honestly, probably about, gosh, 10 people. I mean, since I've been pushing it since like really
Okay,
last week.
so Tamika, okay, so let me give you some facts. If
Okay.
you talk to 10 people, you should have signed up at least two or three of those people. Did you sign up any of them?
I signed up one, and then others are just interested in the product. So I've gotten a lot of leads. I've gotten a couple of sales.
Well,
But
girl,
I'm
you don't sound like you're struggling to. You,
okay. It's just you just want everything right then.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get
yeah,
out of
yeah,
my own way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You, you're,
So.
you're, you're trying to. I feel you. You running, you sprinting, you doing a 36K run, and I definitely understand it. What it is for you, you have to keep going. Okay, so you do your own math. you got 10, every 10 people, you should expect to sign up two or three people that'll become a distributor, right? But the more you practice and the more people you talk to, your closing rate will be higher than that because you're going to know how to approach people. Because it's true that no one really cares about spending $40 on some products. The trick is for you to know what to say to that person to
Right.
make them want to. So for everybody is going to be a different language. For everybody is going to be a different speech. For everyone is going to be a different way that you attack it. Maybe you've got to talk about their family with them first. Maybe you need to talk about a vacation that they want to go on first. So the trick is to have, it's a numbers game. And the
Right.
more people you talk to, the more successful you're going to become. And what happens is that, did you ever watch the video on YouTube where the guy, he did for 6 months, he talked to 20 people every single day, and in that 6 months he hit $40,000 a month.
I heard about it. I don't remember watching it though.
Right. I challenge you to do this. I challenge you for 90 days to talk to at least, let's just say this, talk to at least 20 people a week. A week.
Okay.
I don't care if you hit them up on Facebook or in person. Talk to 20 people a week and let's see what your ratio of growing your business is and how many more people you close out.
Okay.
You got it?
Will do. I got you. Thank you so much.
No problem, girl.
That's good stuff. I like that. Okay, let's bring out Bethany. Bethany Garner, you got a question for Stanecia?
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Lisa? Okay. Okay, I've been watching a lot of your YouTube channels and your timeline and everything, and I'm just like floored and blown away. And I don't know if you have time because I know you have really huge teams, but I would love to learn from you about like your offline marketing techniques because
Hmm.
I've seen you do that a whole lot, and I've always wanted to learn from somebody
Hmm.
on that aspect of marketing. Like I'm an online marketing, only, but I would love to learn from you on that aspect of marketing if you have time for like training, or if you already have
Absolutely.
training, I would love to just learn that part from you.
I got you. You know what's funny is I'm really a big online marketer like you are. So, there are people on our team that are really big on offline. Like you, Cedric Williams is really big offline, and then Albert and Tim, they're really, really big on offline. I haven't done too much offline marketing, to be honest. Um, I know that a lot of people do like flyers or go out to social events and actually speak to people. Carla Banks is really big on going out to people and doing that. But I can get you in contact with people who really have
Okay.
mastered the offline because I consider myself 99% online as well,
Okay.
which is probably a problem. But it's just so darn easy when you just learn how to get get your online game going. But I'm gonna hook you up with some folks that really know how to turn up offline.
Like your flyers are amazing, and like your pictures is amazing. So I
Ah,
thought it was like something that you
yeah, yeah,
advertise and stuff. Like I thought it was offline marketing that you were
Nope, I
into,
put
but
those right. No, yeah,
you're
no,
they're amazing. I've been following you like crazy. I'm like, this girl has it going on. So I just really want to learn from you.
yeah, those flyers are for online. My thing was to um become like a queen on the internet, to make myself famous on the internet. That sounds so funny, but
Well,
that's really
girl,
what
you
I
do an amazing job.
well, I I appreciate that. So, yeah, I say the more you get yourself out there, the more people see your face, the more you grow a network of people, and it's all about your network. And you give off people. See, people just genuinely like me. It's not that I'm so good. It's not even that I'm so technical. Like you see, Lisa got me on her Hangout. Like I'm not that much of a perfectionist of anything, but network marketing is just all about people liking you. And because so many people like me, and because they know I genuinely am a good person, a lot of people don't mind teaming up with me and connecting with me. But it's very important that the presence that you give on the internet is worth it. And if it is, people will connect with you. But I'm gonna hook you up with some folks that can hook you up with offline marketing.
You didn't already hooked me up on the tea, so I'm just looking for whatever more I can learn from you, girl.
All right, I got you. No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Stanecia, can you hear me, Stanecia?
I can.
Okay, we're going to bring out Ray Hope. And Ray is a leader on our team. She's doing a phenomenal job. She's just blowing up. And so I just wanted to bring her out and see what questions she might have for you.
All right, cool.
Hello, Stanecia. Good morning to you.
Yes,
Ladies, can you hear me okay?
I
Yes.
can.
Okay, awesome. Stanecia, thank you so much for all of the knowledge that you have brought to this hangout tonight. It is a pleasure to hear you give us information directly from you so we know that we're getting it right. I get a very common question from some people asking me or some of my team members, what do you say to people who ask you, do they have to pay to do a job, quote unquote? You know,
Mhm.
part of our challenge with building this business is for people to get out of the mindset that they assume that this is a job,
Mhm.
you know. And so
Absolutely.
what is your comeback to people who say, well, what do I have to pay to do this job?
Mhm. I always tell people, well, you're not paying to do the job. You're paying for the product so that you can actually give your testimonial from it, or you can actually show people whatever it is you're promoting. But I also let them know that this is not a job. You're a business owner. So what that means is when you sign up, it's basically like your franchise fee. You pay your 100 or 40 or whatever level you bring people in on. That's your franchise fee to be an independent owner for Total Life Changes, which means that Jack Fallon's never going to call you and say, okay, it's 8 o'clock, get up and go to work. You can make your own hours, you can do your own business. So, I also let them know that you're not paying to make money in TLC. There's no sign up fee in TLC. You're paying for the product. And in order for you to be able to really be successful and grow the business, you have to have some type of product. If you never tried it before, of course, you can't give me an accurate testimonial on it.
Yeah, that's really great, and that's a great answer as well, especially when you're telling people that they're paying a franchise fee to be an independent owner. And that certainly starts the process of having people understand that they're in business for themselves.
Absolutely. 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 And I know who you are too. I've been seeing you blowing up on Facebook.
I think I muted myself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, of course. I love running with all of y'all. I'm so grateful to be teammates with you guys as well.
Well, Stanisha, that's all we have for you tonight.
All
I'm just
right.
so excited and I feel really blessed and thankful that you gave us an hour of your time.
Of course.
Um, I don't know how much you're worth per hour right now, but we thank you.
Well, well, I'm gonna text all y'all my address on Facebook, and then if you want to make like a cashier check or something, just let me know, and I'll be there to pick it up.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. Well, I had a wonderful, wonderful time speaking with you guys. I'm super excited for the future. I'm super excited for the end of 2015. I know all of us will be six-figure earners eventually in this industry, guys. And if there's anything that I could tell you is don't stop, don't give up, don't get tired, and just keep running, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to
Thank
talk to
you.
y'all.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
so blessed to have had an hour of Stanisha's time, and she just poured so much wisdom into us. And I hope you all were as blessed by her as I know I was. And I am definitely going to be going back and listening to this again because she just poured so many, not just even nuggets. Those were gold bars. You know, she
Right.
dropped some gold bars on us. that can help us to really go the distance and really build the business like crazy. So before I
Yes.
let my panel go, I want to ask my panel, each one of them, Bethany, Ray, and Tamika, what one thing did you take from this that you know is going to help you to go the distance in this business? Ray, what did you get?
Well, she said something to me that spoke volumes, and it's something that I really try to relate to even my own team members. Not exactly the way she said it, but when she said, are you honestly working this business as hard as you can? That spoke out to me. I find myself, talking to people every single day about TLC. And in the back of my mind, to people who, reach out to me for help with three ways, or can we talk to someone, or can we put somebody in on the computer? I want them to have that same passion that I do. And I understand everybody is different, and everyone is going to have their own levels of being able to work their business. But everyone should have the same, I guess, the same amount of energy for them. It's almost like I remember one of my pastors saying, when it came to giving, he says that everyone is not going to have the same gift, but everyone should have the same sacrifice. So if you put that in numbers, let's say you have a person who gives a 10%. Well, if someone is only bringing to the table $100 and someone else is bringing to the table $1,500, then obviously the gift amount won't be the same. But that 10% is an equal sacrifice. So when it comes to your business, are you truly giving the same sacrifice that someone else is giving? Mine is 20 people per day, and you're 10 people a day. Are you remaining consistent in that amount of time that you are dedicating to your business? That's what's key to me, and that's what spoke out to me that she said this evening.
That's really key. Are you honestly being honest with yourself? Are you honestly working your business to the best of your ability? And if you can answer that question honestly, then it's no limits. But if you keep fooling yourself and saying I'm working hard and you know that you're not, you know, then you're not gonna be as successful as you want to be. You may have some moderate success, but you're not gonna be as successful as you want to be. The other thing that I got from what you were saying was the sacrifice is the same. We all have to make sure that we are sacrificing for whatever reason. It could be your family, your health, whatever reason you have for building your business. It's all basically the same. We all have a reason that we're doing what we're doing, and you need to and people, not you, but people need to really identify what is that reason. What is my real purpose? What am I really working for? Once you identify that, then you can really honestly go for it. I want to bring out Bethany. Bethany, what'd you get tonight?
It's kind of crazy because I've been having that a lot with my downline. They'll come to me and they'll wonder why, like after 1 week, after 2 weeks, they're not having success yet. And I, I've been saying that so much. I was like, honestly, are you following the daily action plan that I have for you? Did you fully go through the whole welcome letter that I've, given you? Have you gone over every step in the pinned post that our team has provided for you? Have you gone through every file in the file section of the team? We have a laid out action plan for people to follow to be successful. It's just you have to stay consistent, consistent, consistent. People see people like, all of us on the panel and we're having success. They have no idea. I've been in network marketing 4 years now. Those first 2 years, I struggled. But I would love to have been working with Lisa or Ray or Bethany or, Stanecia back then, those first 2 years, to have an action plan. But we have amazing things for people, and if they just stay consistent, and honest to themselves that they're putting the work in, they can get results. TLC, this is crazy. I have people that's been working with me for months now, and they struggled in the other companies, and they're getting amazing engagement with TLC. This is the easiest company in the world for people to have success. And I'm just happy and like hyper every single day working with y'all. Learning so much still, even after 4 years. You ladies are amazing. Y'all get me hyped up every day.
I feel the same way about you. You have this contagious energy and enthusiasm, and it's wonderful to have you on our team. We've got some great, like you said, some great things and systems and methods in place, like this Hangout, to help you promote your business. And we come together every Tuesday night and share and talk and learn together. But let's move on over to Tamika and see what value she got from Stanecia tonight.
I'm sorry, I unmuted the phone. I mean, it was just, gosh, it was so many. You know, the most important thing I got from her is just staying consistent and stepping out that comfort zone. You know, I do a lot of stuff on the back end, but just getting out there, and I know I don't get that out there enough, which I need to step that up. And so just putting myself out there, the videos and the blogging and talking to people, that's my weakness. But I'm like pumped. She was awesome. I mean, she was beyond awesome, and I'm just so blessed. I mean, I was started with the products, and I'm really just now starting the business. And just to be on this Hangout, just being in the business for like a week and a half, I mean, that's a blessing in itself. So I just thank all of you. You guys rock. I'm so excited to push this forward and to just keep this family growing. I call it a family now. We're family.
We are a family. We have a good time together. We learn together. We work together very closely all day long because we are a family. We help each other in our businesses and with information and encourage each other. We having a good time using these products that are helping us get healthy and making us feel better so that we can work our businesses. I think, the one thing that I really got tonight was the thing that I got months and months ago. And that thing that I got months and months ago from Stanecia was get out of your feelings. Just get out of your feelings and do what you got to do. Because so many times we allow our feelings to dictate our performance. I don't feel like it today. I'm not feeling good. I'll do this when I feel like it. But that does not help us at all, and so we've got to get past how we feel and get to the doing. When we can say, it doesn't matter how I feel. What really needs to happen is that I need to be checking off things on my daily method of operation. I need to be checking off things on my list. I need to make sure that all of my my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted, and that when I go to bed tonight, that I know that I have accomplished all my tasks and that I have reached out and connected with people. Earlier, I said that we have a lot of things on our team that can really help you to build your business, and we really do. Now, someone has sent you to this Hangout, and we want to thank them for doing that. Whoever sent you to this Hangout, please get back with them and share with them how much you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, we hope you did. But if you're ready to partner with us now, there is a link up underneath this video that says join now. Just click that link and you can come on into the TLC family, and you will be partnered with whoever sent you to this Hangout, and they will help you get settled in and plugged in, and they will help you to get out of your feelings and do what you need to do with your TLC business. We are so happy you guys joined us. These ladies that are on this panel tonight, they are so special to me. They're like my sisters. I love each and every one of them. We are having a beautiful time in TLC. It's not just about the money. It's about the camaraderie, the relationships, the love that we are building and sharing with one another. So we just want to invite you into the TLC family. And that's it. If you got 220s in ambition, you could turn 240s into a fortune. So come on, let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Let's change some lives. It's all about changing lives. We are about total life changes here. So have a great evening. We thank you for coming, and watch this again. It's full of stuff. Okay. Have a great night. Thanks.
Night.
Good night.